guys, hi everyone. Thank you so much for again tapping on this video and just watching and being curious about what I'm about to say. So first and foremost, I want to thank you so much. I've been receiving quite a lot of feedback from people who have been coming on my YouTube channel to watch the different videos that I've been sharing, to watch the different ideas, the topics that I've been talking about. I don't take that for granted, guys, because when you sit down on a camera, you expect some people to come and listen to you, and I don't take that for granted, just to you guys coming and listening to me. Thank you so much. If you have subscribed, please subscribe. If you have liked, share, you can like and share with your colleagues. Thank you so much for those who have shared my videos that I've been able to post. I have had a massive number of people who have been sharing my videos. I think there's a friend just out of nowhere who sent me the link out of nowhere. Actually, I don't think they saw it on my status. I think someone just shared and they were able to see, and they reached out to me and they were like, I'm so proud to be your friend. And thank you so much, guys, for just that encouragement, and people who have been reaching out, those who have been sharing links, because I feel like the links have gotten to places that I never expected they're gonna get. When I started this YouTube channel, it was just to educate and have vibes. I didn't expect that it's going to have a huge audience. Right now we are at 11,000 views actually. Total views 11,000 and plus something. Yeah, and in as much as I know you're saying the video has 70, 90, whatever, the things, when you put them together, it's 11,000. I never expected that we'll get there one day. And so this is just through your support, through your it's through your support, through you sharing and liking and you commenting and giving me feedback so that I can get to improve. Currently I'm shooting using my phone. We have a budget to buy a camera. We have the type of the camera that you want to buy, because you want to go full on content creation. And so with time, it's gonna come your way so that you can do this and have better quality, even the microphones and everything around that. We have a budget for that. But you know, I'm a believer, and when Moses was starting the journey into the wilderness, God asked him, when he was about to part the waters, what do you have in your hand? And whatever he had in his hand was the stick, and that is the thing that he used to part the water so that people could pass to the next level. And so for me right now, what I have in my hand is my phone, and so I'm gonna use it so that we can pass it to the next level, which is now getting the camera. Thank you so much. So now what we are doing on this YouTube channel is that we are doing 2 videos, just of stories, lessons that we've been able to learn, and 2 videos on remote work per month. So this is the month of April. Last week we did a personal story of how I got into project management. You guys enjoyed the story. I love it, and you're able to give me feedback about that. There are people who went ahead and actually took the course, which is something that I really I'm grateful, because at least I get to shape your life in a different way of growth. If you're able just to take the McKinsey, because I know that you won't be the same, and you'll always remember that there's someone who actually recommended you to get into that. And I'm just glad that this is impacting people. And so today, I know you've already seen the thumbnail, is a rejection that I got when I was starting out as a remote worker, and this is just to educate and help you. I was supposed to come with books. I just did a review, and I noticed that this year alone I've done 6 books actually. I'm picking up my 7th book next week. And yes, I'm not able to review all those books. Some of them are very personal, and I know the internet can be so judgy. It's very personal to my own growth, of the things that maybe I might be struggling with, or things that I would want in my life. And so the internet is so judgy. I don't think I'll be able to share some of those books here. But I've read like 7 of them. I know I'm supposed to do a review of what I've been learning through that, but I think this season I'm not gonna do them, because the last 3 books were little things that I've been working on. But I've been listening to podcasts, quite a lot of them. I've been enjoying a lot of podcasts, and just listening to people's stories. I think it has been it has just been a good thing. Maybe 3 podcasts that I can just recommend. You can check Financially Incorrect, one of the best things that you can listen to. You can listen to Founder's Diary by Yvonne Kanye. That one is top notch. Financially Incorrect is actually by Barack top notch. So much to change. And then the other one is a UK podcast. Oh, let me just recommend two more. There's To My Sister's podcast. It's a UK podcast, teaching mostly, this is for ladies, how to build friendships, finances, career, money, relationships, and everything that you would want all around. It's an all-round podcast. You can listen to it. And the last one is Building Wealth Beyond Borders. I think when you follow me, you already know that I listen to this podcast because I have shared things from that podcast on my LinkedIn and on my different social media pages on how you can actually just many tips of how people are actually investing and doing things around that. So those are the 4 podcasts that have been keeping me busy. There are many podcasts that I'm listening to, but you can try those 4 and let me know how you feel. I cannot be able to recommend everything that I'm watching because I'm watching quite a lot of things. I've even actually discovered a new podcast today as I'm speaking. And so we are not going to have a book review or something that I've learned, because that is part of this YouTube channel. I was supposed to have a traveling vlog. I've traveled, I think, the past 1 month quite a lot, attended a lot of events, but now I'm not good at vlogging. Yani, in as much as I want to bring you guys vlog content, I'm not able to bring it because of I am someone who lives in the moment. I think if you're my friend and you've met me physically or we've gone for an event physically, I'm always present. That I don't take quite a lot of content. So I'll try as much as possible to bring you the vlogging and the traveling content, especially now that I want to start exploring countries outside, countries in Africa, sorry. So now, today's topic is about how I got rejected. I did an interview, I got the job, and then the company went MIA. So I'm going to give you details about that and why this story and what I learned. This is just to encourage some of you who are applying for jobs, because most of you just get one rejection email. You apply for a job on Brandwork, and immediately you get a rejection, and that is, you close it. You close everything. You don't want to continue. And so this was happening when I was transitioning from my physical job into remote work. So I got a role. It was a junior technical project manager role. It was perfect for me because I was just getting into project management. So I was like, if it's a junior role, then I'm going to take it in. It was a remote company here in Kenya. Surprisingly, I knew the founder of the company way before, like 2 years before. We had worked together on a project when I was still in the medical field. It was a healthcare, it is a healthcare company, still here in Kenya though. It is a healthcare company. So the CEO, we met in one of the, at that time I was working quite a lot of CEOs to do some things. So he was one of them, and I remember him in particular because there's a day that we went to a hospital here in Kenya, one of the biggest hospitals here in Kenya. And we met there. We had a physical meeting with one of the management together with that person. And then when I left, he offered to drop me to where I was going. And we had a conversation. And as you always know, Mimi, I'm a girl who speaks about what I offer. And I think then, to just flash back, it was like 5 years ago from now. I didn't know where I wanted to go to, but I still kept on speaking about what I was doing at that point in time. And so that guy told me, I'm seeing that your interests actually align with my company, so you can apply for an internship and join. I applied for internship, and they told me that I didn't know how to code because it was a project management role, or I didn't have any skill that could fit into them. And so I go and learn the skill and then come back. And so for me, I was like, do I really want to do this? I think I left, went to other jobs. We still stayed in contact because I remember there's a time that we bumped into each other again, and then we had a conversation. That day when we bumped into each other, actually he was the patient, I was the doctor. And then I reminded him it was somewhere in Karen. And he told me, but you didn't join. And I told him, this is what your team told me. And it's okay for me. I don't take things personally. It was okay because if I didn't have the skill, I didn't see the issue. I didn't see the reason why I should come into the company again to bring in more burdens. And so what happened is that, fast forward, I saw an advert. I was now transitioning, looking for remote roles. I started with remote roles in Kenya. And I saw that advert and I applied, and I was invited for an interview. So fun fact, he was not there. Okay, sorry, not fun fact. It's not a fun fact. Okay, he was not there for the interview. He was not the one who was doing the interview. He didn't even know that I had applied for that job. Up until today, I don't think he knows. I have his contact, by the way, but I didn't inform him that. So what happened is that I applied for the job. I was called for the interview. And then during the interview, we did everything until the end. and they asked me how much do you want to be paid. So this one I'm going to quote how much they wanted to pay me. It was 65,000 Kenyan shillings. All right. I told them I'm willing to be paid anything between 60,000 to 80,000 Kenyan shillings, and they told me 65 is what they had for their budget, and that is what they was going to give me as gross. Kenyans, you know, gross. If you're not a Kenyan, you can convert this into your currency. And so now he tells me that, and I say, okay, they tell me that. Actually, the interview was done by two women. One, the senior technical project manager, and then the second one was the HR of the company, the senior HR. These two ladies had their contacts. I need you to get the details and see even the mistakes that I made. They had their phone number, they had their personal emails. They shared them on my email before the interview. So what happened is that we went for the interview. I went for the interview. It was online because the job was remote. And then after the interview, they told me, actually, I've just fit into whatever it is that they wanted to pay, and I'm the right candidate, and they're going to reach out to me. They have gotten the job, actually, and they told me that they're going to reach out to me in 1 week's time with the onboarding processes and the contract. Yeah. I need my water. I don't have my my cup here. I could have sipped water. And so I was happy the way most of you are happy, I know, when you're watching this. And it was, I just started applying for jobs. 1 month into it, I'm getting an interview and I'm being told, you got a job. I mean, that is what all of us want. And I stopped applying for other jobs. Actually, I just stopped applying for jobs and sending CVs outside. So I waited for them. A week went, they never reached out. 2 weeks, nothing. 3 weeks, nothing. For me, I'm just scrolling on my phone and turning on my bed, because that time I was just transitioning, and refreshing my email every minute. Every minute I get, I'm refreshing my email to see if they are reached out. Week 4, they didn't. So the interview was on a Friday, I remember. And so what happened is that I waited until 1 month ended. It was also on a Friday. And then the next day, on Monday, I was like, let me not email them today, because they'll have a lot of emails that are going to come in the week, and let me email them on Monday so that my email can be the first one. And so on Sunday, I wrote an email and scheduled so that it can be on their email by 8 a.m. Both of the two ladies, to ask them the progress of this contract, because you guys say that I have qualified and we're going to proceed from there. They never answered my email up until today. What happened after that also, I think after 1 week, again, I emailed them and asked them, are you guys still on for this or not? They never responded to my 2 emails. They never responded. They behaved like they never saw them. That time when you're desperate for a job, you even check the spam. You check the spam email, you check the inbox, you check everything, you keep on refreshing. That is what was happening at that point in time. And so I left. Okay, I don't know if I left. I think I emotionally left, and it was so bad because now I had to already post applying for jobs. That is why I took more months to get into remote work, as compared to whatever I was supposed to take, because I paused for 1 month, and some for more days, like some few weeks, 1 month and a half, just trying to follow up with these people. And so that broke me, and I had to go through the process of actually grieving a job that I didn't even get into. Employers and HRs, if you change your mind, just communicate. Right now, I'm an employer, and anyone that applies for a job that I'm the one hiring, I normally communicate back and tell them, you failed. And I don't promise someone a job and then after that it goes, because I know what this really means. I've gone through it firsthand. And so they never communicated. And so I went into mourning, and rejection, the way it breaks you. Why are they doing this? You ask yourself so many questions around that. That is what happened. And so I picked up myself again. I think you need to cry and scratch yourself a little bit, and then you pick up yourself, and then you continue with applications of the job. And so that was not the end of it. Rejection is not an end of it. That is what I wanted just to say, because when I applied for the job, now the first remote role that I got as a project manager, I was paid way better, double of the amount that was being given. You remember I was being given 65, and so I was paid double amount of whatever I was being paid. what I was being offered, way above the double amount. So you can double that amount, and then there's way above it. I don't want to say how much because I'm still working at that job. And so I was paid that amount. That is the amount that I've been paid all this time long up to now. And so guys, a rejection is a redirection. You never know what is it that is in store for you. So don't just give up because you got one rejection. Don't give up. You cry, you dust yourself, and continue. The reason why you see people are successful in their businesses or they're getting into remote work is because they're able to pick up themselves very fast. And that is the other lesson that I've also learned. Please pick up yourself very fast from any inconvenience you get, because there are going to be setbacks. It is never a smooth life. It is never a linear line in this life. You have to go through storms and everything around that. So learn just to pick up yourself faster. You need to cry like an ambulance. You cry as you move. I do that often and often. Every time I get an inconvenience, you're gonna cry first, and then you continue and you move as you go. And then number 3, don't pack your things because now you've seen rejection has come. If you've been rejected, it's not your time now to pack your things and move and go and say, now Mimi, is this story about remote work, I don't like it. I have someone that I know that got a rejection after 2 jobs applications. The first one, they got a rejection, and that is how they left remote work. So don't just leave remote work. It works actually, but don't just leave because you have been rejected. And this is this experience is actually a defining moment for me. That is why I decided to share it, because now I learned how to deal with rejection differently. One thing you need to learn in life is that everything you go through is an experience, and you are learning something from that experience. Everything you go through is an experience, and you have to pick something and learn through it. And if you take life as everything you're going through is an experience and you need to pick a lesson and move, things are going to be positive. I know the only thing that you cannot say it's an experience and you need to move is probably a death of a loved one. That one, even me, I've gone through it, and I don't think I can really say, hey, this one was an experience, I needed to pick a lesson. What lesson are you picking from that? That one you can't. But the rest of the things, please take them as an experience, pick a lesson, and move, because this is shaping you. It has shaped who I am. Right now, if I get a rejection, right now I'm even outsourcing. Companies are saying no. I don't think it's even moving me. You say no, I move to the next company and apply. I mean, the worst that can happen is that you guys can say no, the company can say no, or you can say you're proceeding with another candidate or another company. And I'm like, Manze, I will not die. I've never died because you guys decided to have another person to do the job that I wanted to do. And so the worst that can happen is a no, and a no will not kill you. And so put yourself out there. I know most of the people are afraid of putting themselves out there because they'll be rejected. So put yourself out there and just go ahead and do whatever it is that you need to do. The worst that can happen is a no, and it's okay. It's okay to get a no. You won't die, and you keep on pushing each and every time. And just trust God to also direct your path to whatever place that you need to. Because if I could have just packed myself and said, me, I just want to go back to to the career that I was practicing before because I got a rejection, I don't think I could have gotten to wherever I've gotten right now. I don't think I could have even had this YouTube channel. I don't think I could have been a founder of an academy and a health tech startup. I don't think I could have been on LinkedIn, as you guys have seen me mostly on LinkedIn. I don't think I could have gotten the coach that I've gotten in Ireland. I don't think I could have gotten to build different and multiple businesses the way I have. The knowledge that I have right now about businesses and customer service and everything around that, I don't think I could have actually gotten to help or to meet most of you guys if I could have gotten back there. And so you just see that one change, one thing of resilience, how it can change you and how it can get you to places that you never thought about. Thank you so much, guys. That was it about this video. I hope it encouraged just someone who goes through rejection or someone who gave up because they received a rejection from a job. I hope you get to share it with them so that they can get encouraged and they can get to move to the next level of their career. All right, it's part of the journey. Please don't give up. Keep it up, and just you don't know which application is going to get you there. Thank you so much, and see you next week We're going to give you more tips on remote work next week. Bye bye. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Bye.